Welcome everybody, welcome to one of my favorite Mediterranean dishes that has been Azrified over the years, and I am going to be making a gluten-free, cow's milk free version of a Cypriot lasagna that I grew up with. Now, if you've been following for my channel for a while, or you've been following my social media on Facebook, on Instagram, you will notice that I am not one that believes in diets. I am one that believes in nourishment and eating from a place of desire, eating from a place of listening to our body's rhythm. And this is a homecoming. It has been for me, and it has been for so many women I have worked with. Now, before we dive into the recipe, if you can give this video a like, subscribe, and invite those that you feel will benefit from watching my videos. So I share nourishing, healthy, highly nutritious, delicious recipes that I pour my passion and love, and comes from over two decades of refinement. I've been cooking since I was 8, and so I grew up in a Mediterranean family on a small island. Food is life for me, and the refinement journey has been with healing imbalances in my body like polycystic ovaries, hormonal imbalances, chronic stress, anxiety. At some point I used to suffer from severe hay fever. So food has become more and more medicinal and more delightful and a pleasure. So I am one that loves to eat food that tastes really good, and I am extremely passionate and careful about what's inside the food. Is the food cooked with love? And pouring that energy into this food, into this channel to share it with you, makes me happy. So welcome if you've never seen me and caught me before. I'm Azra. This is the Rich Body channel, and I have over two decades of mastery with women's health. I specialize in hormones, weight loss, and coming home to the body, which I know can sound so abstract, but women come to me after they've tried all the calculative approaches, calorie counting, dieting, protocols, biohacking, all these different things that we are thrown, that's out there. So much information. Everybody's shouting, this is the best thing, this is the best thing. And yet something's not quite landing for them. Or it doesn't stick. Or the weight comes back. Or they stop enjoying food. They lose connection and they stop enjoying food. And so I'm here to bridge all of it. Health, vitality, nutrition, feeling safe in your body. So important. Such a root cause for weight gain, such a root cause for emotional eating, emotional health, physical health, nutrition, intuitive health. I am a very intuitive mentor, guide. I sometimes don't know what to call myself because the medicine is so multidimensional. I'm a medicine woman and I love to cook. So welcome. And if any of the things I spoke about speaks to you, you can go down below to email me for private mentorship. I provide one-on-one packages at different levels in terms of duration, depending on your needs. And I love working one-to-one because I pour everything into the journey, and it's like having me in your back pocket. I'm there to guide you with all the aspects of coming home to your body, or your weight loss, or hormone balance, whatever it is you're navigating. I also have some self-study evergreen options that change. They're all in the description below. For the final recipe, as always, go down below, and let's get cooking. Wow. Okay. This is one of those recipes that you need to take your time and be slow, go slowly, and patience. Very important in our connection to food and the way we eat and the way we receive the nourishment from food. Because you can eat the most expensive organic food that's out there, yet if your nervous system is not relaxed enough, if you're not with your food present, receiving the nourishment rather than doing the nourishment, your body will receive to the level of which she feels safe. So I'm going to invite you to watch till the end, and if you decide to make this, I'm going to invite you to slow down with it, pour your love into it, be patient with it. And this is one of those foods that is comforting. I love to make this once a month, twice a month. It's not something that I have all the time, but when I get the desire, the craving, I go for it. So let's begin. Right, the first thing we're going to do is grate the halloumi. Now, halloumi that you are going to use in this recipe, ideally, originally, how this is made, it's made with mature halloumi in the traditional Cypriot way. Halloumi that's mature is stored in water, in salty brine, and it's made in a very specific way with goat's milk and sheep milk. There's no cow's milk involved in halloumi. All that came later. So this is something that I travel all the way to London to a specific shop to buy this. So it's a privilege to share it with you. If you can't find the traditional mature halloumi, then you're going to need to go with the ones they sell in packages. My only shout out to it is use the one that is made from sheep and goat's milk, because that's the closest to what halloumi is made of. So as you can see, this is it's hard and salty, which is what gives this dish the effect. Like it just, yummy. Okay, so grating this on the thin side. Right, look at this. And the smell is it smells so wholesome. There's something very wholesome about this. Okay, now we're going to mix some mint in this. Now we're going to use our hands to mix. Oh, the smell. It's delicious. Right, now we are going to place this to one side. We are going to cook the mince that's going to sit in between the pasta. So I'm using beef mince. You can go with lamb if you want to. I prefer to use beef. We are going to use half of this red onion because it's a big one. Very fine and thin slices. Lovely. Okay, let's cook the mince. I forgot to switch the gas on. One moment. Ta-da! What we want to do is stir fry the mince. And really use the spoon to break it down. We want to break it down into small pieces so we avoid big chunks. While that's going, I'm going to bring out the Mediterranean herbs. Let's them down in there. Ooh. Right. salt, a little bit of olive oil. This is from Cyprus. Black pepper, oregano, of course, thyme, let's turn the heat down and just break this down. I'm just going to turn this around so I'm holding the handle, that's it. Gives me a better grip. In my special pots and pans, these are nasty free pans. Okay, at this point we can now pour the red onion. Into tiny chunks. Parsley from the garden. So what we want to do, voila. Yes, look at this, perfect. Caramelized onions, everything is soft. Now we're going to turn this off. Okay, now we're going to add the parsley. This goes at the very end after you turn it off. Now the beautiful thing about Mediterranean food is the herbs. Oh, I'm obsessed. We're going to just mix the parsley in there, the fresh parsley. Perfect. This is ready. We're just going to close the lid and we're going to put this to one side. Now we're going to cook the pasta. I like to fast track things with the pasta. I've just boiled lots and lots of water, salt, drizzle of olive oil so it doesn't stick, and I am going to be using a gluten-free tagliatelle, as it's properly pronounced in English, tagliatelle. So my Turkish gets mixed up in the pronunciation of things because in Turkish you pronounce things as they are written. So when I look at tagliatelle, I see tagliatelle, but it's tagliatelle. I'm using a gluten-free version of tagliatelle, and you can get a spelt tagliatelle, organic spelt, if you don't mind the gluten, but you want to keep it like more on the healthy side and a little bit light. Spelt is a much more, I would say, digestible grain, although it's not gluten-free. Or you could just put normal tagliatelle, that's wheat, whichever one you choose. Now, the traditional Cypriots would use really thick, long pasta for this. And I like it, but I prefer this one. I think it merges with the sauce, the bechamel sauce on the top. I just think it's a better texture. But you do you and play around with it. And it's going to need a bit more water actually. There we go. Mix the pasta in there so it's all covered in water. We don't want any parts of it to stay uncooked or undercooked. So while that's going, we're going to start preparing everything we need for the, let's call it the bechamel sauce. Now you can use 1 egg if you want to. I like to use 2. I think it's much more creamy and I like the taste. but if you want the less of the egg feeling in there, you could go with 1. We're going to put this to one side. You want to stir the pasta a little bit so it doesn't stick. So look at that. That's boiling. Right. This is ready. Now, depending on the pasta you're using, it can be different cooking times. So my recommendation is always put one little piece in here on the plate. And check it. This one's good. If we cook it anymore, it's going to be too soft. So you just want it to be the right texture. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to go and do that in the sink. So you're going to need to sift the pasta, run it under cold water. We're going to put it to one side to make the bechamel sauce. Right, so pasta's cooked, the mince is cooked. Now we're going to make what we call bechamel sauce. It's not exactly like bechamel sauce, but that's the texture and the feeling of what we're going to make. Some olive oil, flour. Now I'm using gluten-free oat flour because I find that it's the most creamy one. Again, you can use white spelt flour if that works better for you, which is not gluten-free. You can use your own thing, but I have found and experimented with different gluten-free flours, and this one feels the best for me in terms of texture and creaminess. The milk. I'm using organic cashew milk with no seed oil in it. Again, you can use oat milk, you can use coconut milk, you can go with goat's milk if you want to make it dairy. Again, that's your choice. I'm balancing out the dairy with this dish because I'm already using Halloumi in it, which is dairy. That's why I decided to use the cashew cream, cashew milk in this. Okay, so I'm going to put the wooden spoon to one side, and you will definitely need a whisker that's friendly to the pot so it's non-scratch. And what you want to keep doing is whisking so it forms into a creamy, lump-free sauce. And we are going to add the egg in there as well. The key with this is to keep stirring, keep whisking away. Whisk away. Turn it up a little bit now. Oh, Gonna make a Mediterranean salad with this while it's cooking in the oven. Perfect. Look at this. Right, look at this texture. So now you want to turn it down. Perfect. Turn it down and keep stirring. Want to make sure that oat flour in there is cooked properly. Halloumi. Now, about a handful of this we're going to put to one side. We're not going to use that, and the rest is going to go in here. keep stirring that a bit more. Perfect. Look at that. That's the texture you want. Honestly, I absolutely love this organic, gluten-free oat flour. It's a delight. It's super good for the gut. It works well with creamy textures like pancakes and making like bechamel sauce. It keeps it gluten-free. Okay, let the magic begin. So now everything's coming together. Right. So the first thing, we are gonna place some of the pasta underneath, like so. We're gonna sprinkle some halloumi here. And then, magic, the beef mince. I'm just gonna use this here. Oh my goodness, it smells awesome. Now, the top. So this is what I do for the top. The sauce in here. I pour the pasta entire thing into the sauce like that and mix everything. Some prefer to put the pasta and then pour the sauce on top. I like to mix the top layer into the entire thing and then pour that on the top. Oh my God! Let's just even this out a little bit. Oh my God. So just let that straighten that out. Taste the sauce. The halloumi is what makes it super special. The mature halloumi. I'm going to put that on top. This is now ready. Just going to drizzle a bit more salt on top. This is ready to cook in the oven until the top turns crispy and gold, and then we're going to serve it with some salad and we'll enjoy it together, right? Let's do this. This is ready. So after you take this out from the oven, allow it to cool down for 5 minutes, otherwise it can fall apart. Now we're going to divide this into 6 large squares. The first piece that comes out always tends to fall apart a little bit, and then the rest is more on point with shape. Right, let's do this. All right, so exciting. Let's go, people. Whoa. Let's see from the camera. Now, the side salad. So this is a mixed leaf salad with lettuce, rocket, tomato, cucumber, olive oil, sea salt dressing. Like goes on the side. Bon appetito. Or as the Turkish Cypriots would say, afiyet olsun. Let's give this a try. Oh my God. As always, if you give this a go, let me know. And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful one. Oops.